Well, hey everybody. This afternoon we're going to be having some friends over. We're going to just kind of have some fun with the quarantine being lifted. And so we're going to grill out some stuff. I might put up another video. But for right now, I wanted to show you how I make what our Wednesday night service calls crack mac. This is homemade mac and cheese. It's really not all that hard to make. But it's something that I enjoy making. It's pretty easy, and so I'm going to be making that. What we have here is just some simple elbow macaroni, a half a block of cream cheese, a half a stick of butter. This is a small block of just your box cheese like Velveeta. This is just the store brand, but normally when I'm making it for Wednesday night, I do 3 pounds of the elbow macaroni, but for this, since this is just one, I'm using the small box. And with the 3 pound version, I'll use the full big box. To that, we add salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, of course, more cheese, cheddar cheese, so this is technically a 3 cheese macaroni. And then the secret ingredient, and it was my son Grant who turned me on to this, a little bit of mustard. Because we're making this for him, I'm going to use the spicy brown mustard instead of regular yellow mustard, but it should still be just as good. Basically what you want to do is you want to start by chopping up your block cheese, your cream cheese, and your butter, and you want to chop that into about 1/2 inch cubes so that it will mix and melt well. And what we'll do is we'll put all of our cheeses and our ingredients here in our mixing bowl, and once the macaroni is done, then we will go ahead and add the hot macaroni to that. So I'm going to chop up my butter, my cheese, and my cream cheese, and again I'm just kind of chopping this into about 1/2 inch cubes or so. Nothing fancy. I do have my oven turned on to 425 degrees. Realistically, everything will be cooked whenever we stick it in the oven. So what we're doing in the oven is really just to mix it all together and melt the cheese. So you can see I'm kind of just cubing my butter here, and I'll do the box cheese and the cream cheese about the same size. And it just helps it to mix better. So we're going to continue to do this, and then I will chop all these up and we will be back. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy this recipe, because I can tell you we will. So I'm back. I have officially cut up my cream cheese, my 1 pound of boxed American cheese, and my 1/2 stick of butter. To that, I'm going to add this is 1 pound bag of mild cheddar cheese. We're going to use about 1/2 of it in here to put in the mac and cheese, and then the other 1/2 we're going to stick on top. I kind of like to melt some cheese on top just to kind of give it that extra cheesy look. Kind of makes it more like that fresh baked mac and cheese. Like I said, I'm going to use garlic powder, and I sprinkle just enough on there to give that little extra oomph. We're going to use some cracked black pepper, just a few grinds. Then we'll put on some salt. Not a lot, because all these cheeses have a lot of salt in them, and so we don't want to add a whole lot of extra saltiness to it. But to that, we're going to add just a little bit of spicy brown mustard, not a lot. And then I'm going to wash off my hand here because I got some mustard on it. So again, I'm going to show you this. So you can see just a little bit of mustard, salt, pepper, garlic. I'm going to put a little bit of milk in it just to give it that extra creaminess. We're going to stir this up. Start to mix it up a little bit. Break up your cubes, because even though you've cut them, they kind of still want to stick together. And you want to mix that all up good. And then here in a second, my water is just about ready to boil for me to put my elbow macaroni in. And you can do it however, to whatever doneness you like. I like to do it to just barely, so like this says, cook for 9 to 11 minutes. So I will probably steer at the 9-minute time, because when you bake this, it's gonna have a little bit more cooking to it. So once my pasta is done, we'll come back together, we'll put this together, we'll throw it in the oven, and I'll show you that part, and we'll show you the finished product. So my alarm just went off, and I'm going to check my pasta here. Want to make sure that it's done, but it's not too done. So I'm going to pull out a noodle here, check it, see if it just a little bit of crunch. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the stove. This next section is going to go fast, so I've got my ceramic cooking dish here. I'm going to spray it with just a little bit of cooking spray. This kind of helps keep for the cleaning section down at the end. Once everybody's eaten all the macaroni out of it. I've got my colander ready, so I'm going to go strain this. And actually, you know what? It's probably good to be safe. After all, we are in the season of safety with quarantine, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab some hot pads. We're going to take this over here, dump it, stir it in with our cheeses, and move into that last phase. So you kind of want to drain the last of the water, and then we're going to dump it in here with our cheese mixture, and we will be having crack mac here in just a little bit. So macaroni's in there. Going to stir this up. This is going to start to melt the cheeses that we had mixed together, and I can already start to smell that good smell. Just a little bit of hint of garlic, that hint of mustard, all of those cheddar cheeses, that sharpness, it all kind of goes together really well. Stir it all together. Once your block cheese starts to melt, then you know that it's good and mixed together. So I've got this here. See that? Looks good. I'm going to go ahead and dump this in here. And then what we'll finish with is we'll put the cheddar cheese on top, and then we'll stick it in the oven and let it bake for a half an hour, and we'll have some really good homemade mac and cheese. So there's that part. Last section, like I said, the rest of this package of cheddar cheese, we put it on top. I don't know, I like really cheesy mac and cheese, so I use a lot of cheese in mine. And I'm going to stick this in the oven, and then in a half an hour, I'll show you guys the final project. So I hope you guys have a great afternoon and enjoy the crack mac. Alright, so it's been about 20 minutes. Usually I bake this for about a half an hour, but I figured that I also do it in a thinner pan, so I'm going to take a look at this and check it. That looks about perfect. So that is crack mac. It'll be really good here in just a little bit. Hope you guys enjoyed this. You can give it a try at home. It's not hard at all, and the kids love it. So see you guys next time.